What is the meaning of the verb stop over?
When you visit someone for a short time, you stop over. Can you vacuum the living room, please? The Youngs are stopping over tonight, and I want the place to look nice.
What is the meaning of the verb dress up?
When you dress up, you wear very nice clothes, often for a special occasion. When you dress people up, you put very nice clothes on them, often for a special occasion. You should always dress up for a job interview.
What is the meaning of the verb let out?
When you make an item of clothing bigger by changing the seams, you let it out. The tailor let her old dress out so that she could wear it again.
What is the meaning of the verb end up?
When people or things end up in a place. This place is where their journey ends, even though the outcome may have been unplanned or unexpected. The taxi driver didn't understand me, and we ended up in Newark instead of New York.
What is the meaning of the verb turn out?
When something turns out, it becomes what you want it to become. When something turns out a certain way, it becomes that way. Your plan was excellent, but it didn't turn out well.
What is the meaning of the verb go around?
When an object spins or turns, it goes around. The disk drives in computers go around very fast.
What is the meaning of the verb switch on?
When you switch on an electrical or mechanical device. You change the controls to make it start producing or doing something. Turn on is similar to switch on. Switch off is the opposite of switch on. Push this button to switch the computer on.
What is the meaning of the verb give out, on?
When a mechanical or electrical device stops working, it gives out or gives out on you. When a supply of something is completely used, it gives out or gives out on you. I bought a Chevrolet in 1964 and drove it more than 300,000 miles before it finally gave out on me.
What is the meaning of the verb stick with?
When you stick with a habit, plan, or type of work, you continue as before, without change. Stick to is similar to stick with. Todd thought about a career change but decided to stick with teaching.
What is the meaning of the verb taken usually passive?
When you are taken in by someone, that person successfully tricks or deceives you. Stalin was taken in by Hitler's assurances.
What is the meaning of the verb get back it?
When you get back at people, you do something bad to them because they have done something bad to you. She wants to get back at her ex-husband for the way he treated her.
What is the meaning of the verb eat up?
When something eats up something else, such as money or time, it uses all of it. I'm broke. Fixing my car last week ate up my entire paycheck.
What is the meaning of the verb hear of?
When you learn about something for the first time, you hear of it. Do I know Fred Smith? No, I've never heard of him.
What is the meaning of the verb figure on?
When you figure on something, you expect it or plan for it. You can figure on spending at least $100 if you're going to that restaurant.
What is the meaning of the verb get down?
When you bend your body and lower your head to avoid. Danger or to prevent people from seeing you, you get down. When the enemy soldiers started shooting, the sergeant ordered his men to get down.
What is the meaning of the verb cut off?
When you abruptly and rudely drive a vehicle in front of other people's vehicles. Causing them to suddenly slow down or stop, you cut them off. I had to slam on the brakes when some jerk cut me off on the way to work. The lady in the red car tried to cut me off, but I wouldn't let her get in front of me.
What is the meaning of the verb put back?
When something slows the development or progress of project. It puts the project back, or it puts the people involved in the project back. The hurricane put the hotel construction project back by at least 3 months.
What is the meaning of the verb get inland to?
When you get in or get into a place, building, room, car, boat, and so on, you enter it. We'd better get into the school, the bell's going to ring soon.
What is the meaning of the verb throw up?
When people throw up, they vomit. Alex was so sick that he threw up all over my shoes.
What is the meaning of the verb lighten up, on, informal?
When you lighten up or lighten up on people, you become less harsh or less strict in your treatment of them. You've been criticizing me all day. Will you please lighten up?
What is the meaning of the verb give out, to?
When you distribute something to other people, you give it out or give it out to them. Hand out is similar to give out. They gave out free hats to the first 5,000 fans to enter the stadium.
What is the meaning of the verb take out informal?
When you take people out, you kill them. The snipers will try to take out the kidnapper when he opens the door.
What is the meaning of the verb get to informal?
When you get to doing something, you begin to do it gradually. After seeing all those strange lights in the sky, I got to wondering if maybe UFOs really exist after all.
What is the meaning of the verb go out, of?
When people or things leave a place, room, or house that you are in, they go out or go out of it. Come in is the opposite of go out. Nancy was so sick that she didn't go out of the house for a week.
What is the meaning of the verb cut back, on?
When you cut back or cut back on something that you consume, you use it less. When you cut back or cut back on something that you do it less. Cut down is similar to cut back. Mark hasn't been able to quit smoking, but he has cut back a bit.
What is the meaning of the verb stay off?
When you stay off something, you don't walk or sit on it. You kids can play in the living room, but stay off the Persian rug.
What is the meaning of the verb take off informal?
When you leave suddenly or quickly, you take off. After he found out the FBI was looking for him, he took off in a hurry.
What is the meaning of the verb break up?
When something breaks up the day or some other period of time. It interrupts that time and makes it less boring. The bank guard likes to chat with the tellers once in a while to break up the day.
What is the meaning of the verb pay back?
When you pay people back, you give them money that you borrowed from them. Would you lend me $200? I'll pay you back next Friday when I get paid.
What is the meaning of the verb put away?
When you return something to the place where it is. Usually stored while it is not being used, you put it away. Todd always dries the dishes, and I put them away.
What is the meaning of the verb get out of?
When you get something out or get something out of a container or place, you remove it. The videotape is jammed, I can't get it out of the VCR.
What is the meaning of the verb work out?
When you work out a calculation, measurement, or other problem. You do the work necessary to determine the result of the calculation or measurement or think about how to solve the problem. Maria worked out how much paint we will need for the living room, 25 gallons.
What is the meaning of the verb pull off?
When you pull something off, you succeed in doing something difficult and possibly sneaky or illegal, even though the chances of success are not high. Mike tried to juggle 3 butcher knives and 2 bowling balls at the same time. But he couldn't pull it off.
What is the meaning of the verb get behind, in?
When you are in a group that is studying or working, and so on. And they learn faster or get more work done because you are learning or working more slowly than the others. You get behind or get behind in your studies or work. When you do not complete work as fast as originally planned and expected, you get behind schedule. Keep up is the opposite of get behind. Fall behind is similar to get behind. Linda had some problems last semester, and she got behind in her studies.
What is the meaning of the verb brush up, on?
When you brush up or brush up on something. You study or practice a skill or subject you used to know but have forgotten or partly forgotten. Frank's going to Peru next month, so he's been brushing up on his Spanish.
What is the meaning of the verb keep on?
When you keep people on at their place of employment, you continue to employ them. The company decided against laying all the workers off and will instead keep a few on to maintain equipment until business improves.
What is the meaning of the verb throw out, of?
When you throw people out or throw people out of a group, place, building, or room, you order them to leave. Kick out is similar to throw out. Frank started a fight and got thrown out of the bar.
What is the meaning of the verb goof around informal?
When you waste time playing or doing silly or unimportant things, you goof around. Fool around is the same as goof around. Stop goofing around and get to work.
What is the meaning of the verb put up?
When you contribute money to pay for or help pay for something, you put up the money. Mr.
What is the meaning of the verb go off?
When a gun goes off, it fires. When a bomb goes off, it explodes. When an alarm or alarm clock goes off, it makes a loud noise. The terrorists were killed when the bomb went off accidentally.
What is the meaning of the verb start off with by?
When an activity or event starts off, it begins. When you start an activity or event off with something, you begin with it. When you start an activity or event off by doing something, you begin by doing it. The singer started the concert off with a song from her latest CD.
What is the meaning of the verb make for?
When something causes another thing, situation, or event to have a certain quality or characteristic. It makes for the other thing, situation, or event. Beer, pizza, football, and the kids staying with their grandparents make for a perfect Sunday afternoon.
What is the meaning of the verb hurry up?
When you hurry up, you do something quickly. If we don't hurry up, we're going to miss the beginning of the movie.
What is the meaning of the verb run over?
When you drive over people or things with a car, truck, or other vehicle causing damage, injury, or death, you run them over. John was run over by a bus and killed.
What is the meaning of the verb get to?
When you get to do something, you are allowed to do it or are able to do it. I hope I get to shake the president's hand after his speech.
What is the meaning of the verb wipe out?
When you remove dirt or liquid from the inside of a container with a cloth. Sponge, or paper towel, you wipe it out. I wiped out the inside of the glasses so they wouldn't dry with spots.
What is the meaning of the verb cut off?
When you stop the supply or flow of something, such as water, electricity. Or money, you cut it off or you cut off the people receiving it. The bartender told the drunk guy that she was cutting him off.
What is the meaning of the verb take apart?
When you completely separate the parts of something, you take it apart. Take apart is the opposite of put together. The mechanic took the engine apart.
What is the meaning of the verb pull out, of?
When a car, truck, or other vehicle pulls out or pulls out of a You should fasten your seat belt before you pull out of the parking space.
What is the meaning of the verb wipe out?
When you are trying to kill people, weeds, insects, and so on, and you kill all of them, you wipe them out. The general said he would wipe out the rebels.
What is the meaning of the verb go on?
When an electrical device or system goes on, it begins to operate. A thermostat makes the air conditioner go on if it gets above a certain temperature. The lights goes on automatically if someone walks near the door.
What is the meaning of the verb fall out, with Iver?
When you fall out with people, you become upset or angry with them. When two people fall out over something. They become upset or angry with each other because of a disagreement about that thing. Melanie and Sarah started a company. But they fell out over who would be president and who would be vice president.
What is the meaning of the verb come out?
When flowers or leaves start to grow, they come out. We had a very warm winter, and the flowers started coming out in February.
What is the meaning of the verb mix up?
When you mix something up that has two or more ingredients. You stir it so that the ingredients will be thoroughly combined. Put in the eggs, butter, sugar, flour, and water and then mix it up well.
What is the meaning of the verb talk into?
When you talk people into something or talk people into doing something, you persuade them to do it. My father didn't want to let me use his car Friday night, but I talked him into it.
What is the meaning of the verb pay off?
When something you do pays off, it is successful and is worth the effort you made. The restaurant changed its menu, and it really paid off. Business increased by 30%.
What is the meaning of the verb work in?
When you make room, with some difficulty, for something in a schedule or plan, you work it in. I told him my schedule was pretty tight, but that I'd try to work the meeting in.
What is the meaning of the verb go on?
When you go on a diet, you start a plan to lose weight. I go on a diet every January.
What is the meaning of the verb go up, to?
When a schedule or plan ends at a certain time or date, the schedule or plan goes up to that time or date. The teacher gave the students a syllabus that went up to the midterm.
What is the meaning of the verb look over usually separated?
When you look something over, you look at it or read it carefully and thoroughly. He ought to look the car over before he buys it.
What is the meaning of the verb burn out?
When a fire, candle, or other flame stops burning because it has no more fuel, it burns out. We need more wood, the fire has burned out.
What is the meaning of the verb keep up with?
When you can understand and respond to a situation that is changing. You are able to keep up with the situation. Jane always has some new idea. I can't keep up with her.
What is the meaning of the verb set up?
When arrange the parts of something so that they are in their proper position and can function, you set it up. When you're camping, be sure to set your tent up before it gets dark.
What is the meaning of the verb get inland to?
When you get in or get into a place, you arrive. When the vehicle you are in gets in or gets into a place, it arrives. Come in is similar to get in. I'm exhausted. I got in really late last night.
What is the meaning of the verb go off?
When an electrical device or system goes off, it stops operating. Come on is the opposite of go off. The electricity went off at 8:30 last night.
What is the meaning of the verb cut down?
When you cut down a tree, you use a saw or an axe to cut it and make it fall to the ground. The builder was criticized for cutting down so many trees when he built the house.
What is the meaning of the verb go out, to?
When people leave a city where you are and go out to a place outside the city, they travel to that place. This Thanksgiving I'm going to go out to my brother's house.
What is the meaning of the verb wear off?
When the surface of something is gradually removed by friction or exposure to the elements so that what is beneath the surface is exposed, the surface wears off. The gold wears off this cheap jewelry right away.
What is the meaning of the verb hand over, to?
When you give something to people because they demand it, because they require it. Or because you are not its rightful owner, you hand it over or hand it over to them. Turn over is similar to hand over. That's my calculator, hand it right over.
What is the meaning of the verb grow out of?
When people become too mature for a toy, for an interest. Or for a form of behavior, they have grown out of it. Jim's son is going through a difficult stage, but he'll grow out of it in a couple of years.
What is the meaning of the verb start off, with by?
When an activity or event starts off, it begins. When you start an activity or event off with something, you begin with it. When you start an activity or event off by doing something, you begin by doing it. Many speakers like to start off a speech by telling a joke.
What is the meaning of the verb turn into?
When you turn something into something else, you change it into that thing. The children turn the big box into a playhouse.
What is the meaning of the verb fall behind, in?
When you do not make the regular payments you are required to make. You fall behind or fall behind in your payments. Don't fall behind in your payments, or your car will be repossessed.
What is the meaning of the verb blow away informal?
When a person or company has an ability, product, or service that is much better than. That of a competing person or company, it blows away the competing person or company. Apple's new computer is so fast it's going to blow away the competition. I thought I had a chance to win the race, but Eric just blew me away.
What is the meaning of the verb break up, with?
When two people end a romantic relationship, they break up. When you end a romantic relationship with another person, you break up with that person. When other people cause a couple to break up, they break the couple up. It was Jim's secretary who broke them up.
What is the meaning of the verb hand out?
When you distribute something to other people, you hand it out. Give out is similar to hand out. Emergency loan applications were handed out to the flood victims.
What is the meaning of the verb bite off?
When you bite off something, you use your teeth to remove a piece. When you bite off more than you can chew. You agree to do something that you do not have the time or the ability to do. The lion bit off a huge piece of the zebra's flesh.
What is the meaning of the verb aim at?
When you point a weapon at people or things, you aim it at them. He was aiming the arrow at the apple, but he missed.
What is the meaning of the verb make up?
When you make up your mind about something. Or make up your mind about doing something, you decide which choice to make or which action to take. My daughter still hasn't made up her mind about which college to attend.
What is the meaning of the verb make up?
When you make up your mind about something. Or make up your mind about doing something, you decide which choice to make or which action to take. I like both the blue dress and the red dress. I can't make up my mind.
What is the meaning of the verb slow down?
When something causes people or things to do something more slowly, it slows them down. Production at the factory slowed down when half the workers got sick.
What is the meaning of the verb hand back, to?
When you return things to people by holding them in your hand and extending your arm. You hand them back or hand them back to them. The teacher will hand the tests back in third period.
What is the meaning of the verb get inland to?
When you get in or get into a place, building, room, car, boat, and so on, you enter it. Get in the car. We're going now.
What is the meaning of the verb settle down?
When you settle down, you become less active, nervous, or upset. When you settle other people down, you do something to make them less active, nervous, or upset. Calm down is similar to settle down. Can't you settle the children down? All that noise is driving me crazy.
What is the meaning of the verb straighten out?
When you straighten out people who are acting foolishly. You do or say something that causes them to act more responsibly. When you straighten out people who are confused, you help them to understand. I told my son that if he gets in trouble one more time, I'm going to send him to military school. That really straightened him out.
What is the meaning of the verb pull out, of?
When soldiers leave a combat zone or an area where combat is likely, they pull out or are pulled out. Go in is the opposite of pull out. General Johnston pulled all the troops out of the occupied territory.
What is the meaning of the verb warm up?
When you do light exercises before playing a sport or exercising with greater effort, you warm up. When performers play musical instruments or sing just before a performance in order to be ready, they warm up. Before a race, most runners warm up with stretching exercises.
What is the meaning of the verb let out?
When you make a sound that shows your emotion or feelings, you let out that sound. The lion let out a loud roar before he attacked the hunter.
What is the meaning of the verb dry up?
When the amount or supply of something gets smaller and then disappears completely, it dries up. The small grocery store's business dried up after a huge supermarket opened across the street.
What is the meaning of the verb keep down?
When you keep the cost, quantity, or amount of something down, you keep it a low level. They wanted a small wedding. But they have such large families that it was hard to keep the number of guests down.
What is the meaning of the verb put out?
When you put yourself out, you try very hard to help someone. Don't put yourself out. I can make my own dinner.
What is the meaning of the verb work out?
When you work out a solution or plan, you decide what to do after careful consideration. Either alone or in discussion with other people. I think I've worked out a way to buy a new car without borrowing money.
What is the meaning of the verb take off?
When an airplane leaves the ground and flies up into the air, it takes off. Put on your seat belt, we're taking off now.
What is the meaning of the verb keep to?
When you keep to the right or left, you continue moving to the right or left. When you pass a big red barn on the highway, keep to the right, the exit is right after the barn.
What is the meaning of the verb go up, to?
When you approach a person, you go up to that person. Janice isn't shy, she went right up to the president of the company and asked for a raise.
What is the meaning of the verb get on?
When you get an item of clothing on, you put it on your body. These gloves are too small. I can't get them on.
What is the meaning of the verb hold on, to?
When you hold on or hold on to people. You hold them tightly to protect them or to prevent them from leaving. When you hold on or hold on to things. You hold them tightly to protect them or to prevent them from being taken. We were holding on to each other as the tornado passed.
What is the meaning of the verb let up, on.
When something becomes less strong, less intense, or less severe, it lets up. The rain finally let up yesterday.
What is the meaning of the verb come on?
When an electrical device or machine comes on, it begins to operate, usually automatically. Go off is the opposite of come on. It was so cold that the heat came on last night.
What is the meaning of the verb run out, of?
When people or things run out or run out of a place, room, building, and so on, they leave it very quickly. Run inland to is the opposite of run out. When I opened the door, the dog ran out of the house.
What is the meaning of the verb sort out?
When you sort a group of things out. You separate them into smaller groups according to one or more characteristics. After you take the laundry out of the dryer, you have to sort it out.
What is the meaning of the verb come out?
When clouds move and the sun becomes visible, it comes out. The rain stopped, the sun came out, and there was a beautiful rainbow.
What is the meaning of the verb keep up?
When people or things keep you up, they prevent you from going to bed. Or if you are in bed, they prevent you from falling asleep. Ned just would not leave last night, he kept me up until 2 o'clock in the morning.
What is the meaning of the verb get down?
When things or people get you down, they make you sad or depressed. Don't let your troubles get you down. Everything will be alright.
What is the meaning of the verb put inland to?
When you put money in or put money into something. You contribute money to help pay for something or as an investment you hope will return a profit. When the check came for dinner, we each put $25 in.
What is the meaning of the verb go by?
When a period of time goes by, it passes. I can't believe that 30 years have gone by since I got out of high school.
What is the meaning of the verb get away from?
When you get away from people or places, you leave them even though it may be difficult. I'm tired of this town. I need to get away.
What is the meaning of the verb make for informal?
When you make for a place, You go there in a hurry. The enemy soldiers are getting closer, let's make for the hills.
What is the meaning of the verb fall apart?
When the parts of something become completely separated. Because it is old or in bad condition, it falls apart. These old shoes are starting to fall apart.
What is the meaning of the verb put to?
When you put people to trouble or put them to an expense, you cause them to do extra work or to spend money. I know my father would pay my dental bill if I asked him, but I hate to put him to such an expense.
What is the meaning of the verb hurry up?
When you hurry something up, you do it more quickly. When you hurry people up, you urge them to do something more quickly. When you say hurry up to people, you are telling them to do something more quickly. There were only 5 minutes left to finish the test, so the teacher hurried the students up. Hurry up. I'm not going to wait for you all day.
What is the meaning of the verb settle for?
When you settle for something, you accept it even though it may not be exactly what you want or need. Dr. Smith has very high standards. He won't settle for second best.
What is the meaning of the verb hand back, to?
When you return things to people by holding them in your hand and extending your arm. You hand them back or hand them back to them. The guard handed my ID card back to me.
What is the meaning of the verb talk down to?
When you talk down to people, you use a tone of voice or an attitude that shows you think they are less intelligent. Less educated, or from a lower level of society than you. I was furious about the way he talked down to me.
What is the meaning of the verb hold up?
When an object remains in good condition after heavy use, it holds up. Some Roman aqueducts have held up for 2,000 years.